All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again, and it seems like Australia are not playing around. Anyone under the age of 16, you are banned from using social media. Not all platforms, which is questionable, but from December the 10th, anyone under the age of 16 will no longer be able to use Instagram. They will no longer be able to use TikTok. They will no longer be able to use Snapchat, Twitter, Reddit. Anyone under the age of 16 that lives in Australia, you are going to be banned from using social media. New accounts blocked and existing accounts deactivated. The platforms that don't comply, they are dishing out £50 million fines, or Australian dollars, 50 million.
Australia's going to ban social media for everyone under 16, but will it actually work? TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, and YouTube. These are just some of the social media platforms that...
YouTube, oh my God. YouTube as well. Literally, banning YouTube makes no sense. YouTube is a well-regulated platform. There should be nothing on YouTube that can cause any serious harm to a person under 16. I get Instagram, I get Snapchat, I get TikTok, I get Facebook, definitely get Facebook. Facebook should be number one on the list. Everyone should be banned from Facebook. We totally get that one. And Reddit as well, I get Reddit. But YouTube? Make it make sense.
Going to be banned from December the 10th. But why? Well, keeping kids safe from cyberbullying, harmful content, and online predators. That's the government's goal. Now, it's up to the social media companies to enforce the ban.
YouTube, how does YouTube affect children when it comes to predators or, I mean, cyberbullying? Yeah, potentially. Because people do leave some stupid comments. It still just doesn't make any sense why they would be banning YouTube.
They have to take reasonable steps to make sure that under 16s cannot have an account on their platform. So that might mean facial recognition, uploading ID, or even age estimation tech, but none of these methods are foolproof. So will the ban work? Well, it's hard to know. Social media companies could face fines of as much as 50 million Australian dollars. That's about 25 million pounds if they fail to keep under 16s off their platform. Gaming apps and AI chatbots, they're not part of the ban, so kids still could be at risk from those. Critics say it's
Roblox, you know, oh my God, you know what? We're going to do a video on Roblox. We're going to do a video on Roblox because they're trying to cover up this whole Roblox palaver. Like, there is a Roblox cover up. And you're telling me that these guys are not being banned from Roblox? No. We're not going to ban them from Roblox. No. The platform that has the most predators on it. All the predators in the world are on Roblox. No, don't worry. We've got predators knocking on children's doors that stem from Roblox. But no, don't worry, guys. We'll keep Roblox open for the public. Anyone under 16, don't worry, you can continue using Roblox.
Forcible. Teens the BBC's spoken to say they'll find workarounds. But for parents and advocates, they say it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. Anything to reduce teens' time on social media is a good thing.
I get that. Listen, 100% get the point of reducing, a teen's time or a child's time on social media. There are so many other things out there for you to be doing. But I do feel like the banning is a little harsh. Like, everybody under 16 being banned. You're never going to be able to see YouTube or Instagram until you're over 16. Okay, cool. So why is Australia doing this? And what are the main reasons behind it? Well, number one, protecting children and teens from harm. Social media can expose young people to cyberbullying. I mean, some of us have already experienced it as adults, let alone the teens. But not only cyberbullying, ladies and gentlemen, they want to protect children from sexual predators and various other dangers. I mean, there's a whole host of situations that could take place on the internet. But number two is youth mental health and well-being. And this one's very, very important in my opinion. Their concern is the impact that social media can have on one's overall mental health, especially for girls when it comes to self-image, confidence, and so much more. Third one on the list is protecting privacy and data, ladies and gentlemen, because social media companies collect a lot of personal information. Their concerns that children may not understand the risks. Limiting access aims to reduce exploitation of minors' data. And the fourth one on the list is reducing addictive and algorithmic harms. Now, the policy has also drawn some pushbacks, as you can imagine. It's raised some serious questions. Some argue that there are less restrictive ways to protect kids, improving platform designs, digital education for children and parents, better moderation rather than an outright age-based ban. I do get that point. It is slightly unfair for all under 16s because there are sensible kids out there. There are sensible teens that understand the dangers of the internet, that understand the dangers of social media. What this law now does is take away from those sensible ones. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, for someone that is only 14, 15, and all they know is social media, getting hit with this bombshell like, oh, you're never going to be able to use social media again until you get over the age of 16. They're going to be like, what? What are you talking about? It's going to be too much for them to comprehend. They're not going to know how to deal with this. And that's exactly what these young Australians are going to express in this video. Let's check this.
Taking away how we communicate to the world. This is how we do it. It's the modern day. It's social media.
From Wednesday, Australia will enforce a world-first law banning children under 16 from many of the biggest platforms. Supported by a freedom advocacy group, Macy and Noah's case asserts a right to political communication. The High Court has agreed to hear it next year.
We will lose connections, but we will lose our democracy. This law is saying that democracy begins at 16, which is condescending and it's incorrect.
Listen, there are definitely negatives on social media. I'm not denying that. I completely agree. We're saying that getting rid of the kids is not the solution. We didn't do anything wrong.
The government says it has acted to protect children.
And there are these powerful, harmful, deceptive design features that even adults are powerless to fight against, like autoplay and endless scroll and snap streaks. So what chance do our children have?
The government's ban is a catch-all. If you're under the age of 16, you're off social media. But children are all different. They've engaged with social media differently and they feel differently about the ban.
Nick and I were talking before about how if we could, we would delete Snapchat today. But it's more the fact that because there's now so much reliability and connection based off one app, you don't want to delete it.
Under the new law, young social media users won't be punished for being on age-restricted apps, nor will their parents. Instead, Australia is requiring tech companies to take reasonable steps to keep under 16s off their platforms and threatening fines in the tens of millions of dollars.
Now, I want to know your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen, but this law does make Australia the first country in the world to enact a nationwide minimum age social media ban like this. Many governments and regulators worldwide are watching and considering similar measures. This is going to be extremely concerning for a number of teens that hear about this. And with the way the world's going at this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, with digital ID and things like that, there's no way around it. If you're under 16, you can't put a fake age in. There's no fake date of births anymore. Nah, there's no getting around this. But me personally, I'm kind of sitting on the fence with this one because I do see the pros and I also see the cons and, you know, just kind of weighing them up. I'm not too sure how the younger generation are going to be able to deal with it, especially those that live and reside here in the UK. But parents, I want to know your thoughts. Comment down below. Do you feel like this is a good thing for under 16s? See, the only way around this for under 16s is if they then get access to their parents' accounts. That would be the only way around it. And you know there's going to be a number of mums and dads out there that'll be like, oh, go on, son. And it will then get to a point where they'll start tracking the parents' devices and then start seeing who's logging into what. Yeah, we know that this device belongs to Mrs. Smith, but is it Mrs. Smith that's actually signing into her son's Facebook account, as an example? Or is it her son? Do we then have to start looking at the engagement of that account? What type of engagement was that account having at the time of it being logged on through Mrs. Smith's device? Oh my God, is it going to get that deep? Of course, ladies and gentlemen, the politicians behind closed doors are having these conversations. There's no coincidence that a social media ban for under 16s is taking place. You got to think, how are they going to govern that? Oh yeah, it goes hand in hand with digital ID. Because once digital ID is fully at the forefront of how this world works, how is an under 16 going to bypass that restriction?
No TikTok, Insta, Snapchat, YouTube, Kik, Twitch, Reddit, X, Threads or Facebook. But how do you kick 2.6 million people off social media overnight? The Australian government announced last year that under 16s would be banned from socials. They say it'll make young people safer online.
I'm sure that when people look back on December 10, they're going to say, gee, that was the right thing to do.
One option is this: tech that scans your face to see how old you are, but it's far from perfect.
I got 14 for one of them, and then I got 37 for another.
43 when I was like pulling faces on the camera, and as low as I think about 14.
The Australian government has been trialling lots of different methods, and it says there's no one solution that works for every platform. Meta, they run Insta, Facebook and Threads, have been removing accounts if they know the users are under 16. Snapchat has locked accounts belonging to under 16s, with users over that age likely to need to verify how old they are through photo ID or face scanning features. TikTok said it will comply with the law and meet its obligations, with a mix of tech and human moderation. YouTube only joined the list of banned sites in July, but will be using details on people's Google accounts to check how old users are. But most of the platforms haven't said exactly how they'll keep young people away. Each platform is responsible for making sure teens aren't using their services, or face a $50 million fine. And Australian teenagers are undecided on whether the whole thing is actually a good idea or not.
I'm on the fence about the social media ban.
And I don't think social media should be banned.
Protecting the young children's well-being from doom scrolling and cyberbullying will help the future as well.
Because I feel like it's a step towards the right direction.
Social media should be banned because it prevents cyberbullying and stops inappropriate material reaching children.
So what do you think? Would you want the UK to copy Australia?
Hear that last line there, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think? Do you want the people of the UK to follow Australia? No, we don't. But what we do want is we want certain restrictions in play whereby certain content doesn't get to the under 16s. Certain content shouldn't be on social media, full stop. People like Bonnie Blue, as an example, should not be on social media, full stop. That's not me having a dig at Bonnie Blue. She can do whatever she wants to do. But if we are out here protecting children, then they're the first type of people you take off of social media. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, with the way the world's going right now, they claim it to be for our safety. Something tells me there's another agenda at play. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if we're newly watching. Plenty more videos uploading, so don't go anywhere. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.